Hi folks, Ron here. I just wanted to go over with you some of my goals for next year and how I determine how I'm going to get to those goals. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about just real quick is how to set goals. And that is real easy for me. I set them real high. I set really high, really lofty goals. I think that goals should be very challenging but achievable, or put it differently, achievable but very challenging. So it's so much better to set a really high goal and miss it than to set a goal that's too low and hit it. Okay, so I've chosen to for my goal in my first year in the home health business to make six figures, to make $100,000 in annual revenue. So I think that that's going to be a real challenge. I think it's going to be hard to do that, but that's what I like. I like a challenge, and it's fun for me to do that. And if I do it, well, I'll have made $100,000, made six figures my first year in this business, not really knowing anything about it going into it. So that's what I'm picking. Now, in order to get there, I can't just go in blind. I've got to know a little bit about how I'm going to get there. And one thing that we've got to do is we work these goals backwards. So I do this in the insurance business, and in the insurance business, it's easier because we've got some known factors. Like we know what we're going to get paid, and we pretty much know what our expenses are going to be to get to where we need to be. But we know if we sell say a Medicare supplement policy, we know exactly what we're going to get paid for that. There's no really unknowns. Whereas in the home care business, we don't really know what we're going to get paid. We know what we're going to charge people, but what we don't know is how long they're going to be with us. Are they going to be on services for a month or 3 years? We don't really know that because people can get better, they can die, they can fire us. You can have problems with providers and employees, and that can cost you revenue. So there's a lot of unknowns, but we've got to start somewhere. So what we do is we start out with the goal, and the goal is right here, $100,000. And what I want to do is I want to come up with an average. And I don't know what this is right now. I'm just going to make up a number. I want to make up a number that says that for each new client, we're going to make approximately, I don't know, how much are we going to make? So I'm going to figure this out. I think in my area, I can charge about $25 an hour for services. And if we get 3 hours a day, 3 times a week, that's 9 hours. So 25 times 9 is $225 a week times 52 weeks is $11,700 per new client. But we're not going to have them for 52 weeks because some of them you're going to pick up right in the beginning and you'll have them for 52 weeks, and some of them you'll pick up halfway through the year and you'll have them for 25 weeks, and some of them you'll pick up at the end of the year and you'll only have them for 2 weeks. So let's say that on average you're going to have clients for 26 weeks. So let's take that 11,000 and divide it by 2. And so that is $5,850 per new client. Okay, so the next thing we do is we divide 100,000 by 5852. No, that's not right. 100,000 divided by 5850. And that says that we have to get 17 new clients. Change this. That's how much money we're getting from a new client. So number of new clients is going to be 17. So if we're billing them 9 hours a week at $25 an hour, and we're going to say that they're going to be with us an average of 26 weeks during the year, then I need 17 new clients to get to $100,000 in revenue. Now remember, that's a gross number. That doesn't count my costs. Don't know exactly what the costs are going to be. I know my labor costs are going to be somewhere between about $12 and $15 an hour, but don't know what other costs are involved in that. There's overhead and insurance and supplies and all that, but that just gives you a good basis for where you need to start. So that number right there looks pretty big, but when you break it down and say, well, I only need 17 new clients at 26 weeks at $25 an hour for 9 hours a week, well, that's scary. That looks very achievable, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to make a note under here just so you can see it. This is $25 per week for 26 weeks. Okay, so that's what we need to get to $100,000 in revenue. And really what I'm talking about is $25 per hour, actually. Hours per hour. There we go. Now you can see $100,000 equates to 17 new clients. So I think that that's very achievable, and I'd like to know what you think or what your goals are. I think it's important to put those out there and make them public. Not only make the goals, but make them public, and that way we have some accountability for each other. So let me know what you think. Hope to see you soon, folks. Thanks.